Okay, let's get into this Love Island review, guys. I do think that it is confusing. I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I find it to be quite boring. Hey guys, it's Rob Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at it again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. And let's get straight into this video. This video is sponsored by Frontline Therapy, guys. If you have not checked them out, please do so. For Black and brown people especially, there aren't many services for us. Use my discount code below and go and check them out, guys, because the discount code is not there for long. Frontline Therapist. Now, this interview with Coco is definitely is going a bit viral. So I want to speak about that initially for a bit. Coco has personally thanked me and said that, thanks for letting me just get my piece out. I do think that, we wouldn't have seen Coco in this light because she wasn't seen on that light before. I was like, why are you making fun of Tasha all the time? Why are you coming so strong for her? It comes off very salty, and that's just what we saw of her, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the appearance, I do think that the comments were unnecessary. Unnecessary for sure. I do think when I asked her about the backlash or the trolling that she got, I did list things, but I wanted to really make people understand the velocity of what it was and where I was seeing it, and that was 24/7. And Coco herself doesn't care about that, isn't bothered by that, and has actually reposted the clips, specifically those ones, and has thanked me for it. So, she's happy. Not happy, but she's content that it was raw, genuine content because, she wanted to send out a strong message. So she is grateful for the opportunity and for the interview. And, I think if one party says something, another party is also entitled to respond. You just have to try to be fair. And please don't send any hate to Jasmine or Molly or anybody else involved in these Love Island videos, because Coco's talking about being trolled and then trolling others who she's addressing. It doesn't make any sense. And although all of us are, including me, hypocrites by default, it doesn't make any sense by doing stuff like that, to be honest with you. However, the listing of stuff, take it on board. I do take that on board. I think somebody made a comment. I think it was a very interesting comment. Personally, she doesn't really care. She doesn't. And I feel like I wanted to make people understand the velocity for those who just weren't privy to it. And a lot of people actually aren't on socials as much who watch Love Island, believe it or not. But at the same time, I do take that on board. So thank you very much. Anyways, let's get into this video. Now, we got Summer and Billy who've been dumped. I'm not surprised by this. I feel like this is always going to happen with the cast. More people get dumped. I do think that Summer could have stayed, to be honest with you, but then Danica leaving, I wouldn't have wanted that either. Danica is the most resilient contestant I've seen on Love Island. Not only that, but Danica is the most, she's survived the most in the show as a single contestant from what I've ever seen in this franchise. I feel like she genuinely has, and I'm here for it. And I do think that it is very interesting that she has survived for this long, and maybe a Gregory will come in for her, and then she will go into the finale. I do think that could potentially happen, and I wouldn't be surprised by that, to be honest with you, if that were to be the case. Now, when it comes to the predictability, this season has been very unpredictable for me. But some scenes like this, when they go to a club and then they're dancing and then Laura walks in, and then, there's a DJ there, and then somebody gets dumped, and then the islanders have to pick. It's repetitive, and we see this stuff all the time, and it's boring. I was more on my phone looking at tweets about Love Island than actually watching the show, so I don't actually have anything to film when it comes to my reactions, to be honest with you. Then there was no tomorrow night, so I was kind of annoyed as well that there's nothing to look forward to, and we have no idea what is happening tomorrow. But I do think that, some filler episodes are okay. To watch 2 months straight of drama, they've given us a lot. So I do feel like there are some times where it can be okay just to have a filler episode on, but just sometimes it's annoying because we're hooked and addicted to drama, that we don't get that dosage. We do get frustrated. Aside from this, in terms of my event, I want to speak about it tomorrow properly in a video, but there will be more tickets coming out this weekend, a very small limited amount. So definitely keep focused for that, because it will be dropping soon via YouTube, always first before anywhere else. Now, when it comes to the new bombshells, I do think that, again, they look very different when it comes to the photography, but in person they look absolutely amazing, flawless. When they're coming in, they all look beautiful, and I feel like the photography, there's so much potential to make, to actually take time with the contestants to take proper pictures, and I don't know why they just don't do that. It's just confusing to see. But I do think that this new Brazilian girl is coming hard for Davide. I feel like she's very confident, and I feel like this could cause a ruckus for Ekin-Su and Davide. Do I think it will break them up? In all honesty, I don't, and I actually see Ekin and Davide kind of winning, to be honest with you, because of their chemistry and the fact that they're both popular here and there, back and forth. I can see them being there in the top 2 with Gemma and Luca. I don't know why, but I can see that, to be honest with you. And I think the funniest part of this episode was when India called Dami Deji by accident, similar to how, Gemma called Jax Luca, because, you're in proximity with these people, you're in a villa, things like this happen 24/7, you see people like this all the time. mistakes happen. It wasn't with intent. She wasn't trying to be rude. And I think Dami being offended by it, I think he was also joking as well. I don't think he was even taking it that serious. Well, so we'll see what these new 4 bombshells do. Coming in the last 12 days of Love Island, you know, it's interesting because it's like, you know, it's not even a Casa Amor girl or boy, but at the same time, you've got to make your move even more so because you don't want to be in there for literally 2-3 days. And sometimes that happens for a lot of contestants, especially when you're coming in the last 2 weeks of the show. Most people want to be an OG or a bombshell in the first week, and that is it. They don't want to be in the last 2 weeks, to be honest with you. So we'll see what these 2 boys and 2 girls do, who they're going to go for, and, you know, if they succeed. I do think they are good bombshells. I think this season has had great bombshells, and not in terms of just physicality. What I mean is by behavior, and they intercept. You know, Charlie exceeded my expectations and he intercepted Tasha, for an example. So I do think that, you know, a lot of these people, girls or boys, are doing well this season. It's been a great season so far. This episode was extremely boring for me, probably the most boring episode. But to be honest with you, like, I feel like 2 months straight, we can't just have everyday drama. Like, we can't. It's interesting because, you know, people, you know, there's the be kind, there's mental health, but then everybody wants drama. We want to be kind, but then we also want drama. So it's an endless cycle. We're never going to be satisfied. It's I just think that's a very interesting debate to have. It's always going to go round, because it's a filler episode. We find it boring. We complain. If there's too much drama, people say be kind of mental health. So it just goes round. I'm not saying either side's wrong. I'm just saying I just find that interesting. We also then have Ekansu. I want to talk about her for a minute. Now, I don't ever see a Love Island contestant being a host of the show. People said Maura, and I was like, I just don't see it for Maura. Great contestant on the show, but I just don't think that she would be a host. But there's something about Ekansu that I see her hosting this franchise. I see her being the face of Love Island. She has that sassiness, that kind of comedy, and also that kind of messiness about it. And I think that she comes across as presenting, especially when she votes out the people. It looks like she can host this show and really carry it. I didn't expect to see a contestant hosting this or have the opportunity or potential to do so, but I think ITV should listen attentively and take her on board, and perhaps she could try and host this because I see that for her. Don't know why I do, but I kind of see her hosting the show. Food for thought. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you guys disagree with me, but I just find that interesting. Do check out my interview with Coco and Josh. I think it's very interesting, these interviews, because we see a completely different perspective. When Josh came into the room and I was interviewing him, I was just like, who the hell is this man? And I said on the podcast, because he was very sweet, came across chill, kind, you know, cheeky. I was like, this is a very different Josh that we saw. And same applies to Coco. I didn't like Coco on the show at all. I thought that she was a mess in terms of, you know, the comments she made about Tasha continuously behind her back and then crying from her face. I'm thinking, what is this duplicity that we're seeing? And of course, we're only seeing 40 minutes of the show, but that is how she was presented to me. If somebody is presented as a villain to you or somebody who's messy, you're not going to like them because that's not what we are seeing. So for them to interview these people and you see them, you know, you have a very conversational style podcast, you just see them in such a human-like ability. And I feel like it's very important. It helps, you know, maybe for their redemption if that's what they wish to do, but it helps for their image and how they look, and people humanize with them. And I just think that, you know, everybody, especially including me, we need to really see them in that way on the show as we do in these podcasts, and none of us do, including me. We just don't, to be honest with you. And I think it's important to hold ourselves accountable, me included, when it comes to stuff like that. And these are forceful reminders. It really, really is. So hopefully with these interviews, it can be a reminder for me and everybody else on the future season of Love Island. Let's just be heedless. Do you understand? Let's be heedless with it. Because past seasons, we've all made fun of people, including me. But with Coco this season, I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I'm not going to make fun of her appearance for all the tweets and For You pages and stuff that I was seeing, because changed behavior, but also because I just knew where this was going. And it wasn't going anywhere pretty. And she's very grateful for the fact that she's been able to have her side. She's thanked me so much. And I'm just like, listen, I would do the same for Jasmine and Molly from the previous one. If it was role reversal, I would do the same for anybody else, because you just want your side there to speak. And don't send hate to Molly, Coco, Jasmine, who else found on the podcast? Ikenna, Afia, Charlie from this year, and anybody else. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel. Click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe. Click that button, and I will catch you guys soon for another video.